Well, good morning from Georgia. I was just saying, I'm a walking barometer. So if you ever want to know how humid it is, just look how big my hair is. It's really long, but it grows in circles. And then when it dries, it shrinks up. So everybody's got hair issues, right? It seems like I used to think when I was a child that the Lord I was made up of all the leftover pieces because I didn't like any of it. I was 5'9" when I was 13 years old. I was, 100 pounds soaking wet and got all kind of ridicule and teasing from being tall and skinny. And, now I'm 56 and I'm like, man, I wish I was, that awkward, size again. And I wish I was as fat now as I thought I was back then, right? So that's not what we came here to talk about. We came here to talk about week 7. Y'all cannot believe it's been 7 weeks. Y'all been hanging with me. Okay. So this has been so exciting. I'm just going to share my screen in a second. I'm going to go through the slides, but today is a little different. Today is like a working, like workshop. I'm going to show you literally how to get the posts out because at the end of the day, if you're not posting, you're not growing your audience, but you still need to have client retention going on. So we're going to talk about that. But first, I'm going to open with a word of prayer, asking the Lord to please bless our businesses and expand our reach. Lord, thank you for the people that are here today in this room. I wish I could just gather everybody in person and to just give everybody a hug, but Lord, let them know that I care. Let them know that you love them and let them know that you have called them for this reason, for this purpose to reach others. And Lord, if anybody is listening to this, even on the replay, and they don't know you as their personal Savior, Lord, I ask that you will jerk a knot in their head, whatever you've got to do, Lord. Sometimes, even when we're raising our kids, we have got to let them fall just a little bit to get their attention to realize that everything good comes from you. Everything is owned by you. And we are just your stewards. We're just your caretakers of what's on this earth, Lord. I ask that you please trust me enough that you will grow my business, that you will grow everyone's business here that is listening to the sound of my voice, Lord. I ask all these things in your mighty name because only you can do all of these things in your name. Amen. Okay. Oh, I started to get carried away there for a second. All right. I am going to go back up to the top of this. Da da da. Oh, y'all gonna get to see all my secrets. Let's see. Let's go back to the top. There we go. Okay. I'm going to move all y'all's heads up here. If there's anybody's heads in the way, you can always, let me make sure there's nobody. Oh, I got somebody in the waiting room. Sorry. There we go. You can always drag the heads wherever you need to drag them so that you can see better if you want to. So, all right. So we're going to go over real quick, just as an overview. Today is going to be your first content plan without overwhelm. I promise it's not going to feel overwhelming. Week 1, we talked about reels, your video content that connects. Week 2, we talked about carousels and how to do an educational slide. Week 3, we made sure your professional social media presence was there and ready. And week 4 was just simple earnings, how monetization strategies work, how you can create multiple streams of income quickly and easily online. And then week 5, we had a special guest. It was Sandy Giller, and she did creation tools and AI assistance. That was super helpful, you guys. And also, I included her course link in the replay email last week. If you need her link again, I will include it in the replay for today as well. It's also in my newsletter. Once or twice, I think I've included it in my newsletter. So if you have a course that you're sharing or teaching or selling, please let me know. If it applies to my audience, I'll be happy to share it for you. And then week 6, last week we talked about email list building and why it's important to build your email list. If you've ever opted into any of my opt-ins, whether free or paid, then you are on my email list. So I just wanted to make sure that all you guys got it and that you're on my email list. There might be some people registered for this that are not getting my emails. I send emails 3 times a week. I try very hard to make them worth opening. My open rate is roughly 40%. As a comparison, Uh, 5% of the people that follow you on social media see your stuff. About 98% of people that you mail a greeting card to are going to open it. And about 40% of people that you email list to are probably going to open it. 40% is a pretty high email open rate, but I've curated this for a very long time. And most of my emails come from Pagewheel. So I'm going to have, that's a secret that my, all of my club members have. All right, so important note at the bottom. If you're watching the replay and someone else invited you to this course, anything that I'm marketing or selling or any of the upsells, go back to the person that invited you to this and see if they market that. If they do, please use their link because we want everyone to make money. Okay? Commit your work to the Lord and your plans will be established, is Proverbs 16:3. Okay, so next we're going to say, what do I post? Have you ever asked that question when you get to social media and you're doom scrolling and you're like, what do I post? I don't know what to post. None of us know what to post, right? Because we don't really know what people are looking for. This is the common struggle, and I'm speaking from my heart, so you can translate this to whatever you believe or whatever you do. Um, I'm a Christian. I believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for me. And if I was the only person left on this earth, he still would have come just to save me. That applies to every one of you listening to this at any level. So for me, the most common struggle is most new Christian entrepreneurs freeze at this question: what do I post? The blank screen becomes a barrier instead of an opportunity to share God's goodness. So many times. I even, one of my friends was part of, she was an author in a compilation type of book one time. And most marketing gurus will tell you keep religion out of your business. That's the golden rule of marketing. Keep politics and religion out. Well, what do you do when God tells you to do something, though? You're going to be disobedient and less successful, or you're going to be obedient and roll with it, right? So that is a question you have to decide for yourself. The simple truth is you don't need a complex content strategy. You need a simple, sustainable rhythm that reflects your faith and serves your people consistently. If only 5% of the people see your post, how many times do you need to be posting? At least 2 to 3 times a day. That is not sustainable if you're only posting once a week right now. So that's one of the things we're going to talk about today when we talk about our content plan. For God is not a God of confusion, but of peace. If things are feeling ridiculously chaotic and overwhelming, I want you guys to take a step back and say, wait, am I taking on too much? Am I doing something out of God's will? Am I doing something that's not going to help my business? Because there are a lot of shiny things in the world today. So consistency is going to beat complexity any day of the week. I promise you, if you just decide on one thing to focus on, this is part of what we talked about in another lesson previously when I showed you guys what happens when you decide to post about all the things. If you're posting about food and your faith, and then you go off and you rant about something that happened at the gas station today, and then you post a recipe for Taco Tuesday, and then, oh, by the way, I'm also selling Melaleuca, or I'm selling Shackley, or I'm selling whatever I'm selling. The algorithm goes, I mean, I'm not really sure who to show her stuff to because that's like 10 different audiences. So you're confusing the algorithm that is built to work for you. So simple equals sustainable. The goal isn't daily posting that burns you out. It's steady, intentional sharing that builds genuine relationships and honors the gifts God has given you. Think in themes, not tactics. Focus on rhythm over perfection, build habits that last, and then Smarterqueue is your secret weapon. So I'm going to play you a 4-minute video real quick that you may or may not have seen Let me share my computer sound. Make sure stereo. Okay. So somebody wave your hand and raise and freak out if what I'm about to play for you does not, like you can't hear it. Okay. This is a 4-minute video. I recorded it a while back, but it shows you how I'm using Smarterqueue to not overwhelm myself and fill up my queue for one of my other companies that I post about. Hey, hey, folks. All right, I am a little confused that hide sources. There we go. Oh, there we are. Okay. Um, I use Smarterqueue to keep my queue full because I run a lot of social media accounts and I just cannot keep up with all the things. So I'm recording this quick little piece that's going to be short to show you why I love Smarterqueue, and then I'm going to put my Smarterqueue affiliate link in the comments of this video. So one of my accounts is Point Them to Jesus, and it is a sorry, hang on a second. It is very hard to just feel like I'm keeping up with all the things. Facebook has proven lately that the more you post, the better it is. So I found this really funny Christian meme site on Facebook. You put it into the find content box, and then you go down here and you find the ones that are appropriate. Now, some of them are not appropriate for what we're doing. Some of them absolutely are, like this one. So I'm going to hover over this little arrow, click share full post, click the funny category, which is the one I need to fill up, click point them to Jesus, and then click to the top of the queue. It's going to recycle after posting. It's going to add it to my queue. It will never expire. It'll keep going and going and going. And then I'm going to click save. So there's that one. When you get asked to pray with no notice, sometimes I'll start a sentence and I don't even know where it's going. I just hope I find it along the way. You told them to be the salt of the earth, but they chose to be salty to everyone on earth. That's good. All right, we'll take that one. Funny, point them to Jesus, save. All right, so I'm going to go back over here to my queue. And now you can see that the funny category has lots in it now. And if we just filter by profile and do point them to Jesus only, we're going to see that I now have 12 things in the funny category instead of just 2, which is what I had a minute ago. So if I click on my posting plan and then I edit the filters, I want to see only point them to Jesus and I want to see only funny. None and then funny. So let's see just where the funny. So see, I've only got 2 funnies a week on point them to Jesus. But now that I have 12 in the queue, I can do 3 a week. So let's do one at 9 a.m. on Tuesdays. That is a funny for point them to Jesus only. Save. Okay, so now I've got 3 a week and I've got 12 in the queue. So they're going to replay every month, but I'm going to keep putting more in. And the more I put in, ideally, I'd like for it to only repeat every 90 to 120 days, ideally. So I'm going to keep going. I just wanted to show you guys what I'm doing and how I do it, and how Smarterqueue can keep you in front of your people without absolutely taking over your life. All right. Hope that helps. Okay. So hope that was helpful with that. That shows you how consistency beats complexity, because I don't need to go come up with all that funny stuff. It will credit the original poster in the post. so that I'm not hijacking people's content. I'm finding it, curating it, and putting it back out to my customers and clients or whatever. Because at the end of the day, pointthem to Jesus.com sells mugs and cards and things like that. But I can't, every single post can't be a mug and a card. Nobody's going to follow that. It's not funny. It's not fun. So funny sells. You can tell that from every commercial that's on the internet. And so that's just one of the tools that I use. Okay. All right. So now we're going to go to step one is pick your three content pillars. You can take a picture of this if you want to. Talk about what matters the most. So pick three things that are just the core of who you are and what you do. That is it. They all need to complement each other, though, like a little Venn diagram. So, faith and purpose, share your why, the calling that God has placed on your heart, the encouragement that others need to hear. Y'all, people are hurting. If your content can be some of the balm that soothes their soul, they're going to stick around. They're going to want what you have. They're going to want to be in your community. They're going to want to show up to, I've had people, even after I've done these 7 weeks worth, they're like, oh, please keep showing up. Please keep coming because we're kind of liking the people, and I would love that. But at the same time, we all need to be earning, right? So then you're going to go over here to value and education. Teach what you know, the skills, the insights, the practical wisdom that help others grow their journey. I promise you, if you are hearing my voice, you have something to teach. And I promise you, if I spent 30 minutes with anybody, I can find something that that the majority of the other people marketing things don't know, that I could help you put together a little tiny mini course, charge for it, and go teach it. Everybody has something to impart. Otherwise, God wouldn't have set this out in Titus 2, where he commanded the older women to teach the younger women and the younger women to teach the younger women. He set that up on purpose so that we could all share knowledge and we could all benefit from each other's experiences. All right, then the last thing on the bottom right is connection and your story. Build authentic relationships, share real moments that show your humanity, and create trust with your audience. This particular component is the most important piece today in marketing. And the reason why I can say that with all authority is because every time we scroll now, about 30% of what you're seeing is not even real. It's AI. I'm talking about videos. Sora 2 is a product that ChatGPT just came out with. It's like a whole nother ball of wax. Personally, I'm not doing any of it right now. I don't want to flood my feed with a bunch of entertaining videos that just are mindless entertainment. It's just not what I'm doing right now. I'm not saying I never will, but I'm not jumping on the next shiny thing. And that's what Sora 2 is right now. If you're watching your feed and you're seeing all of this AI progression, it feels almost sort of makes you a little anxious, like you're missing out on something. You're not. Keep it simple. My community will be focused. It will be simple. It will be easy to understand. And if I feel like there's something new that would benefit someone or help you work faster and smarter, then I will learn it and I'll teach it. I promise. But I'm also not saying that I'm the end all be all. And if I don't say it, it ain't so, because that's not true either. So these three pillars become your weekly rotation, ensuring every post serves a purpose in building your God-honoring businesses. Let your speech always be gracious and seasoned with salt. Colossians 4:6. I don't know if any of y'all were raising children when the administration, a couple of administrations ago, decided to take salt out of the school. But y'all, those green beans need some salt. I'm sorry. Um, Anyway, so step 2, create a weekly rhythm. The three post formula for momentum. Okay. So if you're only able to post 3 times a week, that is, if you're posting none a week, then start with 3 times a week and work your way up. So you can Monday you can do encourage and inspire if you want to. You can do a Monday motivation. Start the week with sharing hope, scripture, encouragement that lifts other up and points them to God's goodness. Now, I'm going to caveat this. If only 5% of the people see your post and you miss Motivation Monday or whatever, it's okay. It doesn't have to alliterate. It doesn't have to be Motivation Monday and oh gosh, it's now Tuesday and I didn't do Motivation Monday, so now I can't do a motivation post. No, you just post it. They don't know when you actually posted it. When's the last time you were scrolling and you looked at somebody's post and went, wait, when did they post that? No, you just see the post. Okay, so don't concern yourself with the details, right? We can get bogged down in the details and all of a sudden we're not doing anything. Wednesday, you can teach and add value. You could do Wisdom Wednesday if you wanted to. Share practical tips, biblical insights, business knowledge that genuinely helps your audience grow. Now, if you're a believer and you're running a business, there are so many biblical principles that work that people don't credit them as being biblical principles. So let's talk about the law of reciprocity. Let's talk about the law of sowing and reaping. Let's talk about the positive attitude and the way that affects your day and what the way it affects people around you. All of those things are biblical principles. So I'm not going to get into the things I don't believe in right now because it's just not important. It won't serve the purpose that we're doing right here. So Friday, we're going to connect and invite. So Fellowship Friday, tell a personal story, ask questions, invite people into your community. If you're running a community or a group, or maybe you're over on School, SKOOL is a membership community, and I'm probably within the next month going to move my private membership over to School because I think it will be very beneficial as it grows. We've already got 11 people in the Shut Up and Post Club, and I am predicting that the Lord will bring in 50 before the end of the year. And so he just gave me that number. I'm not going to hold him to it. He will bring me the people that we need. Um, but I want you to keep this simple. I want you to repeat it weekly and refine it over time. This rhythm creates anticipation, builds trust with your audience, but also it creates muscle memory for you, right? If you're doing something new, like say you're a mortgage broker and you're writing your very first contract, it's going to take you forever. But yet, the mortgage broker that we used has been in the mortgage business for 30 years, and she wrote the contract in no time and was able to send it over to us, and everything happened lickety split. It's the same way with whatever you're doing. I taught somebody how to use scheduled post and things like that when I taught my very first class was on scheduled posting about 2 years ago. And the person took the class, they bought the class, and then when I released it again, they bought it again. Well, I contacted them, and I'm still small enough, like I recognize who people are, and I'm like, wait, you already have this class. And so I messaged them. I'm like, hey, you already bought this class. You didn't need to buy it again. And they're like, oh, yeah, I do. I don't know where it is, and I never even opened it, and I never watched it. I'm like, well, okay. I get that. Like, raise your hand if you've ever bought a course and then you didn't even open it. There we go. I know, me too. So those are the kinds of things that you want to pay attention to. Now, step 3 is batch your ideas once a month. Plan in batches, not in panic. Monthly planning power hour. Set aside one focused hour each month to plan 4 weeks of content. This prevents the daily scramble and ensures your post will align with bigger goals. Now, here's the advantage. If you do this, then you're gonna get like toward the end of the year. And if you batch content and plan it for a month at a time, you're gonna get 4 months down the road. And guess what? You can take that first batch and you can recycle almost half of it because you're going to look at it and you're going to be able to go see your insights. I think we talked about that in one of the previous lessons. I showed you how to look at what's working and what's not. Go look at what's working and do more of that. So right now I can look at my personal dashboard and see that photos are doing really well right now. So I'm going to do more photos. I'm going to go back. I'm going to see which ones did great. That's why most of my stuff you see, I don't mention my kids' names, I don't mention my parents' names, and I don't mention my husband's name because that way it can all stay evergreen. And I very rarely, I always get their permission before I post them, but they're adults now. They don't really care. But we talked about this in a previous lesson. I have purged my social media of their kids' pictures. I don't ever put my kids on social media, and I wished I hadn't, but I've since purged it, so I'm good now. All right, so step 4 is add a personal touch. This is where your footprint really, really, really makes a big impact so that people don't ever forget who you are. Step 4 is add a personal touch. Don't automate all the heart. Notice the engagement. Each week, identify one person who commented meaningfully and shows genuine interest in your content. Number 2, send a personal note. Use SendOutCards Digital Act, or if you have their mailing address, great. Send them something like that because you're wanting to reinforce the behavior that helps you grow, which is people sharing your content, people seeing your content and engaging in your content, right? So you can do a heartfelt message. Thank you so much for being part of our community. And if it's somebody who really like overly is engaged and shares your stuff and, comments more than just an emoji or whatever, you can even go so far as to send them something fun like a Starbucks gift card or a Dunkin' gift card or something like that. You can do that inside the digital acts, but you can also say, hey, is it okay if I mail you something fun in the mail? I really appreciate you being so encouraging and supportive. And that just makes all the difference in the world, y'all. Build these real relationships. This simple act of builds trust beyond the algorithm, shows people they matter to you and to God. I did want to share one thing with you really quick. Sorry, I'm trying not to. Okay. Let me edit this girl's name out real quick. There we go. Okay. So I got this message just this morning. And if you're watching this or hearing this and you send out cards, I promise you probably have one of these text messages in your phone. But this was a message from someone. Thank you for the cards you have sent to me, all of them coming just in time to remind me that I'm not alone. This is why we show up right here. AI cannot do this. It will never replace you, ever, because it cannot be prompted by the Holy Spirit to reach out in kindness and show someone that they care. AI cannot do that. So I want you to really hone in on the things that only you can duplicate. All right? So, why this works. Personal connection cuts through the digital noise. When people feel seen and valued, they become not just followers, but they're genuine supporters of your mission. Love one another with brotherly affection is in Romans 12:10. All right. Now, step 5, recycle and repurpose. Are y'all ready? Okay, I'm going to jump around a little bit. It's kind of like when the preacher's like, not that I'm a preacher at all, but it's kind of like when the preacher's like doing all these different verses and you're flipping through your Bible and you're just trying to keep up. All right, so recycle and repurpose. So I'm going to show you this. Oh, that's a nice screenshot, isn't it?
You guys are good.
Okay, so that was just me laughing. But this is less than 2 minutes. I'm going to play it for you real quick.
Love this. All right, look. Wishing you a safe and spooky Halloween. Get it? Dog Halloween. How cute is this? Okay, so my Shackley friend, Jennifer Glacken, is a marketing genius, y'all. All right, so look, you open up the card. First of all, you love it because who doesn't love mail, right? You open up the card and she's letting us know, did you know that Shackley has acquired the rights to Modere? Hello. The Modere collagen supports Joint mobility, comfort, and healthy connective tissue, may help reduce the enzyme linked to aging, and has resveratrol and 13 other phytonutrients. Then, I've already ordered actually this part, y'all. 40 grams of protein, y'all. 40 grams of protein, 160 calories, no sugar in this cute little sparkly drink. I can't wait to get it. Fall is in full swing, and nothing says more than Halloween. Enjoy every minute. Shackley has introduced a number of new products to help you on your health journey. We've acquired the rights to sell Modere Liquid BioCell, image on the bottom left, and on October 1st, we launched the Sparkling Protein, top left. If you'd like the new product guide, let me know, and I will include it in your next order. To your health, Jennifer, and if you want to order Shackley, there is her text or call. It's backwards, isn't it? Anyway, you guys, to your health. And if you need some help sending cards to your customers, I can help you, because it's super fun to do this. And then everybody shouts you out on social media.
Okay, so
You guys are going to love that.
Took that and let me show you how to download it. All right, so up here at the top right, this is on your computer. You can also do it on your phone. You only need to download live videos. Live videos only last 30 days on Facebook now. That is a new thing as of maybe sometime this summer. I don't know. So do you see the little three dots at the top right? You click those three dots, and right down here it says download video. Now, you want to take that video and go to wherever you keep your photos. This is part of my organization. Like, I just love being all organized. I have a folder in my Google Photos called Reels. You can see I've been keeping it since 2021, back when I was still growing out my gray hair. And I was a lot skinnier then too. I see this. Anyway, so I go here. Here's my Reels. There are over 350 Reels in this folder. I will never run out of content. Some of them are stinkers and didn't do very well. And some of them are really funny, and I post them about every 6 months. And some of them I just crack my own self up. And so I just do it that way, and whatever. I'm really mostly entertaining myself. So save it where you can go find it later. Then watch this. On Pinterest, who's on Pinterest? Show of hands, who has Pinterest? Are you using it to market your stuff? Watch this. I created a board called Customer Appreciation, Marketing, and Client Retention. Here's my pin.
Because who doesn't love mail, right?
And I uploaded that raw video that I downloaded. And then underneath, I hashtagged Shackley. I tagged Shackley at headquarters, and I tagged Jennifer Glacken. So everybody on Pinterest that follows these two things are going to see this video. And then down here, I said, what do you do and how fast can you market this to your list? You can upload your list, send a card, and set it up for your monthly clients. Now,
You open up the card, and
I made this so that when they click right here, see where it says visit site? They go straight to the presentation. And it has my code. So some people would say, well, I don't know if I want to send them straight to the presentation just for a card. You know what? We're sifting and sorting. You are sifting and sorting. Because let me tell you, I posted this in a group about a week and a half ago, and 2 people clicked on it, signed up as a consultant, and now they're sharing it with other people. I don't know who these people are. I still don't know who they are, and they haven't answered me yet. So this is free. Pinterest is free. So you can post.
she's letting us know, did you know?
How many of you have the product that you market? Whether it's SendOutCards, it could be things from Amazon, it could be lip glaze from Shackley. Is this Shackley or this Melaleuca? This is Shackley. It could be this stuff from Trim Healthy Mama. I just look around. The stuff that you have is probably part of what you market. All you have to do is make a little 2-minute video about it, why you love it, who you got it from, put it on Pinterest, and then it becomes searchable. You can do the same thing with YouTube. You can do the same thing with LinkedIn, all of this stuff. So when I say repurpose, you can go everywhere. And then you notice that it didn't put captions. So captions are not automatic on Facebook Live. So here I'm going to click create. I'm in Canva. I know I'm jumping around, but this is recorded so you guys can watch this later. It is recorded, right? Am I recording? Is this recording? Yes, it is recording. Oh my gosh, y'all, I just had a little tiny heart attack. Did you see it? Okay. So I'm going
Yes,
to
it is.
click create, and then I'm going to type in the word reel, and then you just touch the Instagram reel because I need captions on this, right? And I really should have put captions on it before I put it on Pinterest, but I didn't do it this time. But I'm not going to fret about it. So I'm going to upload the file that I downloaded from Facebook with the little Halloween. I'm going to right click on it and set the video as the background. And then I'm going to go over to the left and about halfway down, I'm going to click captions. And then it's going to think about it for a minute. There we go. And then generate captions down here at the bottom. And then the little music plays. Doo, 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 doo. And it's thinking, and it's going to put captions on this. And it's actually pretty accurate, y'all, because I've got a hard voice to caption because I talk fast and I talk Southern. But there you go. And so now it has captions, right? So now I'm going to click share at the top right. I'm going to click download and I'm going to click download. Now I'm going to replace this right here in Google Photos. See here at the way, way, way bottom. There it is right there at the bottom right. I'm going to put the new one in here with captions. If I have a choice, always choose captions. 90% of the videos people watch online, they watch on mute. So if you don't have captions on everything that you say online, chances are most people are not going to hear what you're saying because they usually read those things instead of listen to them. Okay? All right, so that's step 5, recycle and repurpose. I just showed you one idea and I made multiple posts out of it in what, 5 minutes? It didn't take me long at all. So you take your original post, start with one valuable idea or insight. You could make a carousel out of it. I could do a carousel like we showed in week 2, and I could do a picture of each panel of this card, and then at the end, why it works and why they need to do this for their businesses, right? And then I can put it in my email newsletter. I could put the link to this video on YouTube in my email newsletter, and then everybody would A, see the video, B, they would go to YouTube. So that also helps me monetize YouTube because I have more listeners and more subscribers. And then you can turn it into a reel, which it already is in this case, and you can put engaging content with the reel. So that's just one big way that we can do that. And then here's a pro tip. Pagewheel helps you save content and refresh it every month. You don't need endless new ideas. You need a smart system for maximizing the ideas that God has already given you. And that's what Pagewheel does. So done for you content means freedom. That's one of the reasons why I push the Shut Up and Post Club. It's one of the reasons why I made it only $97 a month. It's super reasonable. A lot of that is what you would normally pay anyway for Pagewheel, and Pagewheel comes included with that. Also, you get some of the courses that Rachel Miller has taught over the years that she's been charging over $1,000 for. You get those with your club membership. You get me teaching the things that I've learned, and I will hold your hand some of the time. There's also, I also have been taught by my mentors that it's okay to hold hands for a while, but then after that, you need to either make sure that they're equipped or you need to charge for the extra help. And that's fine too. I am really good at both. I'm getting better, but I do tend to give away my time a lot. So remove the guesswork. Inside the club, you're going to get monthly post prompts, reels, carousels, ready to customize. I do some templates and I put them inside of the club. We're going to do a whole lot more of that once I move over to school next week. This eliminates decision fatigue and content creation stress and lets you focus on connecting authentically with your audience because at the end of the day, only you can do that with your audience. Consistency with heart. That's the send out cards connection, obviously. Posting builds your visibility. Your consistent content creates awareness and attracts the right people into your message and your mission. But the cards are going to build relationships. Now, let me just say this little caveat. You don't have to use send out cards. If you want to go to the grocery store or if you want to go to the dollar store, if you want to buy some card stock and print them yourself, just get the job done. Send out cards is the easiest way to get the job done because it takes about a minute to send a card from your phone. But if you don't want to use that, I'm not telling you that that's the only way to get this done. I'm just telling you it's the easiest way to get it done. Personal touches through send out cards turn digital connections into lasting and meaningful relationships, as evidenced by the fact that there are probably at least 10 to 20 people on this earth that I've only met once or twice in person, that if I called them up today and said, "Hey, I'm going to come visit," they would be like, "Cool." That's what it does. It brings that relationship to fruition. It just happened last week when I joined my husband on an overnight. He had a really long overnight, and I knew somebody that lived in the town where he was going. And I called him up and I said, "Hey, we're going to be there. You want to meet for coffee?" And he was like, "I'll do you one better. Let's meet for dinner." And so he and my husband hit it off, and the three of us had a great dinner, and it was amazing. That would not have happened without building these relationships within the company, one of the companies that I represent. So, weekly connection habits. Schedule a connection moment each week to send digital acts of kindness to a new follower or a customer. This one simple practice will transform your business relationships. You turn followers into friends, into buyers. Sometimes you go straight from followers to buyers. And then, maybe the friendship blossoms, maybe it doesn't. You don't have to be friends with every single person, y'all. There's only so much of you to go around. So don't feel like you've got to make sure and make time for everybody. You can't. It's just not possible. That's where discernment comes in. So, this powerful combination of consistent content plus personal connection creates the foundation for a thriving, faith based business that truly serves others. And so, that is the last slide for today. But I wanted to sort of help you with one or two things for next week. Okay, so this is what we're going to do next week. Super excited about this part. All right, I wrote it down over here so I wouldn't get distracted. So, wrap up for next week. We're going to we're going to multiply what you've built and turn it into a system, into a course or an offer. Okay, I know that sounds really scary, but next week, I'm going to help whatever individuals show up. And if you want to schedule a time with me after that to do it, I will schedule 30-minute blocks. I won't charge you for that. But if you want to see how we can create a little course, you can take these 8 weeks that I just taught and you can go reteach it. It's okay. Because you know what? There's nothing new under the sun. The Bible says so. The stuff that I've been teaching y'all is not new. It's stuff that I've just curated and packaged so that it's easier to understand and it's easy to convey and teach. What I'm doing is not anything that anybody can't go do. We watch a lot of Shark Tank around here, and sometimes they'll say, "What's to stop me from, going and inventing what you just invented and selling it?" And the guy was like, "You don't get me." That's the factor. That's the thing. that attracts people to you. There's people that, and they've told me, I cannot listen to your voice one more minute. I'm like, okay, you can scroll. Now, 5 years ago, that would have just destroyed me. But now I'm like, pass the popcorn, honey. I can't wait to see what your class looks like. Like, just let it go. It is not, y'all, there's enough to go around. I promise. You're going to be able to teach things that I can't teach. And you're going to be able to reach people that I can't reach. So if you are thinking I don't know anything enough to teach anything, yes, you do. I promise you do. And if you don't feel like you do, you can take what I've just taught and repackage it and teach it. It's okay. So here's the cool thing. There are tools out there. Did you see the slides that I just showed y'all that were in every single week that we've done? Do you know how those slides were made? Did you know that I didn't make those slides? It's a cool app called Gamma, Gamma. And you can type in the description of your course. You can even put your course notes into Gamma. And in about 13 seconds, it will spit out all of your slides. Done and done. And it's free. So you don't have to be like, oh my gosh, I got to work on this PowerPoint. Oh my gosh, I got to work on these slides. There's tools out there to make things easier, y'all. And I learn about all this stuff because I'm in the community that I'm in. And when you're in the Shut Up and Post Club, you get to be in my community with me. You get to learn from my mentors. And these mentors have 3.5 million followers and millions of customers. When somebody comes up to me and says, hey, you should follow so and so, they've got about 10,000 followers. I'm like, okay, I could have 10,000 followers by 3 o'clock this afternoon, y'all, for about $50. Followers don't mean customers. Like my friend, the card, I thought I was holding it, but it was a video. The Halloween card from Shackley. Jennifer Glacken has over 300,000 people on her team. Those are the kind of network marketing people that I learn from and that I glean from. And the fact that she's using SendOutCards on a regular basis, she's one of my best customers, tells me that anybody in network marketing needs to be doing that. So, of course, I'm going to shout her out. Of course, I'm going to buy from her. Yes, it's good stuff for sure. Like, I love their dishwashing powders. But I also have other clients that sell other things, but I can't buy from them all. But they all need SendOutCards. So, that is one of the things. And I'm not saying that that's what you have to market. But find something that the majority of people in business need and make that part of what you offer as well. So that was so super fun. All right, I'm going to show you one last thing, and then we are going to make it so that one person is going to get 30 days of content. Okay, so here's my page wheel. And we also have a new little assistant called Poppy. She's so cute. And I'm going to put this up here. There we go. All right. So this is my Pagewheel account. This is something that people in the Shut Up and Post Club have access to this at the business level included in your membership. So when I go here, I showed y'all already in one of the previous classes how to create a quick landing page. But I'm going to go to the Copy Packs Maker. And I'm going to click on, so this was a client I was working with the other day. They work with hydro missions, provides clean water in developing countries. We'll just leave that because that's a great example of what this will do. So I'm going to go down here. You have social content, you have business branding, you have website and blog, you even have email marketing. If I wanted to create a quick email to send out, it will create your email for you. There's products and programs, video scripts, and then there's everything right here. So I'm going to go to creative analogy post. Let's do an identity post and maybe some meme packs. So there's all of these down here, y'all. Don't get overwhelmed and you don't have to run them all, right? They're just here for suggestions and here for ideas. Just because it's here doesn't mean you have to use it. Okay? And the other thing is the folks that are live, especially, message me afterwards. We will schedule a time. If you don't have access to Pagewheel, we will schedule a time for free, and I will create 30 days of content for you and I will send it to you. So that's something super simple and easy for me to do. Um, and it will show you the power of simplicity because it's got to be simple or else people won't do it. What happens when you are in a network marketing company and you throw up all the details all over everybody? Do they choose to join you or do they go, ooh? And then they say, what do they say? I'll think about it. Don't they? I'll think about it. You know what that means? No. They never think about it. They don't come back. They say no because they got overwhelmed. And that's not what we want to do to our people. Okay. So here's some expanded meme packs for this. The cool thing is with Pagewheel, it comes with Canva templates. So I'm going to copy this. I'm going to click on this Canva template and I'm going, oh, what is this? Oh, here we go. Oh, look. I think I just got into something that somebody shared with me. Oh, this is so funny. Okay, so this is not exactly what I'm going to have to report this as a bug. Beth, do you see this? It's so funny. Okay, so let me go back. Let me go back because that's not what I wanted to do. We're going to go back here. We're going to go to meme post, regular meme packs, expanded meme packs, regular meme packs. Okay, let's see if this one does it. Yep, it sure did. Okay, I'm gonna have to post. This is a bug, y'all. I'm so sorry. Um, that's so funny. Identity post. Here we go. All right. So you're definitely a global citizen if you support hydro missions in providing clean water in developing countries. Only a compassionate heart would donate to hydro missions and bring clean water to those in need. Transforming lives is your priority when you join hydro missions in their clean water project. These are just quick little things that you can post really fast. Here's a creative analogy. Hydro missions bringing clean water to developing countries is like finally getting a breath of fresh air after being stuck in a crowded elevator. So I can copy this. All right, now I'm going to hold my breath and hopefully this does right. There we go. View the template. When you open it in the editor, then you can do this. And so I'm going to go here. I'm going to do all of this, paste, and then we're going to go up here and go down to about 26, 26. There we go. And then we can make this as big as we want to. And there you go. So this is your post. You see so many posts on Instagram and Facebook that are just white background with black writing or vice versa. If I wanted to put my brand colors behind this, I can go back here to background and there's my blue. And then I could make the letters white if I wanted to. You can do whatever you need to do to make this look like your brand. You don't have to put your little logo at the bottom of everything. Sometimes it just doesn't matter because you want to get the point across and you want to get out there and get going, right? So that's the other thing that meme packs will do. You can do creative analogy posts, you can do meme packs. There's all sorts of stuff that you can do that will let you rerun this AI every single time. Now, can you do this on ChatGPT? Of course you can, but it's not going to connect you to Canva. It's not going to already have the SEO built into it. And this is just a really quick and easy way to go ahead and get some posts out there and get them going. So it just cuts the time in half for that. So, all right, folks, I hope this was beneficial. It is right at 12 o'clock, y'all. I told you I was going to go a little longer today because it was just a whole lot more fun. And this is one of those things like when the rubber hits the road, like this is week 7. So We've been learning for the last 6 weeks, and now it's time to post the post. Post it. That's what you've got to do. All right. I love you all. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for coming and joining me. If you're watching the replay, I would love to hear back from y'all. If you need 30 days of post, please message me. I'm more than happy to help. And you have a message to share. Some way, somehow, you have a message to share. So I love y'all. Have a great day.